Solving quadratic equations with complex solutions. Sometimes a quadratic equation will give you a negative square root when you are attempting to solve for x. In these cases, you can use the quadratic formula to solve. So, what is the quadratic formula? The quadratic formula states that if you have an equation ax squared plus bx plus c, then negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c divided by 2a. That's the case. So that is what we call the quadratic formula. So if we just put all our numbers in for that, then we can solve any quadratic equation. So we're going to do an example, solve using the quadratic formula. The first thing we have to do is get it set equal to 0, so minus 9, that gives me x squared minus 2x plus 6 equals 0, and now I can put it into my quadratic formula. So negative b, so negative 2 plus or minus the square root of negative 2 squared minus 4 times a times c divided by 2 times a. And if I simplify, I get 2 plus or minus the square root of 4 minus 24 over 2. 2 plus or minus the square root of negative 20 over 2. So I need to simplify this. Square root of negative 20 becomes 10 and 2, 5 and 2. There's a group of 2, so 2 square roots of 5, but it's a negative, so it's 2i square roots of 5. So if I apply that, then I have 2 plus or minus 2i square root of 5 over 2. Now this 2 can go with each of these. So the 2's cancel out to 1 and 1. So my final answer is 1 plus or minus I square root of 5. Final answer. For this next example, we're going to use the quadratic formula. Start by adding the 9. So we have 3x squared minus 12x plus 24 equals 0. And so x equals my b, which is double negative, negative 12. So positive 12 plus or minus square root of 12 squared, which is 144, minus 4 times a times c divided by 2 times a. So we have 12 plus or minus the square root of 144 minus 288 divided by 6. 144 minus 288 is negative 144 over 6. So that's going to give me 12 plus or minus 12i, because the square root of 144 is 12, and it's negative, so it's 12i divided by 6. Now in this case, I need to split it up. So my next step is to write it as 12 plus 12i over 6, and then I simplify that to 2 plus 2i. And the other possibility is x equals 12 minus 12i over 6. Simplifies to 2 minus 2i. So those are your final answers. So those are your notes over solving quadratic equations with complex solutions. Go through the practice problems. Make sure that you know how to simplify these as far as they can, and then take your quiz.